Hello everyone and welcome to Brave Souls Rewind, the show where I 200 older characters so you don't have to. Today I'll be reviewing one of the original Valentine's Day characters, and a character currently available to summon, Valentines Nelliel. As always, I will be boosting their stats to a reasonable level, and see how they do under Nad, Sad, and Sar builds. Let's begin. As always, I started with a normal attack damage build, and I was actually pretty excited about this one. I noticed that she has long reach, and she has the highest attack of any Nell in the game so far. She also has her own normal attack damage link, so that makes this build all the more better. Not to mention she has her boost strong attack, which with Enhancer, makes it last about 20 seconds. And I was actually really surprised to see how much damage this build did. That said, it had a lot of major flaws. First and foremost, it felt really slow. And I know it's about the average speed of some of the other characters, but the fact that the normal attacks were the only useful things I had for this build made it really hard to enjoy. She also moves forward with every swing, which meant I had to keep flash stepping backwards in order to avoid getting hit. But the biggest complaint I had about this build was that if you're up against a character who has armor, the only thing that breaks it is your strong attack 1, which means you have to hit an enemy with strong attack 1 twice before doing any actual damage. And their strong attacks don't exactly have the best range, so if you miss, you're kinda stuck waiting until you can break the armor. So really the only good thing about this build is actually the damage. Other than that, I don't actually think this build is viable. Next up, I tried the strong attack damage build, and if I'm being honest, I didn't actually have much hope for this build. This character came out before boost and healing strong attacks actually did any damage, so realistically you only have 2 strong attacks. And as I mentioned earlier, Nell's strong attacks don't have really good range, though her strong attack 3 is in my opinion one of the most creative strong attacks in the game. Although she doesn't really suffer from the problem that a lot of other characters have, where when they're waiting for their strong attacks to recharge, they can't deal any damage. Because thanks to her normal attack, she can actually dish out damage, but as I mentioned earlier, the execution isn't very great. So I'm also gonna have to say that this build is no good. And lastly, we have the strong attack recharge build, the build that usually saves characters. Unfortunately though, for this character, it's not gonna do the trick. Although it does kind of make up for the fact that you only have 2 strong attacks, the flaws are all still there, you just get them faster. The strong attacks don't do nearly as much damage as they did before, and the normal attack still sucks. And I even went as far as to give this character a 14-14-14 boost. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Sorry, apps. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually pretty bummed out this character didn't work out. She was the first Valentine's character I got, and I've always been a big fan of the character. Sadly, high normal attack damage just isn't enough to carry this character. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to the channel. And let me know in the comments which other characters you want to see in the rewind.